You might find yourself in a situation where you need to shift your fifth wheel to get your weight right. I'd recommend, however, with the way our trucks are spec'd, that you always run your fifth wheel to the front. It'll save you a lot of time. It'll save you issues when your slide gets gummed up and the teeth won't want to release, so you can slide it. None of the loads will overload your front axle, so it's really best to keep it running all the way up. It's all the way back now. Okay, but you should run to where your trailer is over your flaps. That's where it should be, all the way forward. That's your best fuel mileage option. The ride is decent. There's really not a reason nowadays not to run it all the way up. So if you're worried about going through a dip and the reefer hitting the back of your sleeper, there's proper clearance, even if it's all the way forward. If you go through something that's really extreme, like not a normal gutter dip or something like that, then you may have to think about being stretched out to get clearance, but only on an extreme move. Okay, so if you have a load on and you need to shift the fifth wheel, the first thing you want to do is go back and lower your landing gear. Lower it just till it touches the ground. Don't crank on it any farther than that. You'll save yourself some work when you go to get moving and lift it back up. So the first thing you need to do is dump the air to your tractor suspension. That's the center switch. Release your slide pins, those two. Then once you do that, you need to rock the truck back and forth very easily. And it has to be easy because there'll be no weight on your drivers and the wheels will spin very easy. So you start your truck. Put it in reverse and bump it. Just bump it. Put it in forward and bump it. Put it in reverse and bump it. Keep doing that until your fifth wheel pin's free, and it may take several times. Once you get it back and you've released your pins so that they're locked in, you've tested forward and back, make sure they're locked in, then put the air back to your suspension so that it begins to lift up on the trailer. Then if you pause for just a little bit, let the air build up in your suspension again, it'll make it easy for you to crank your landing gear back up. There won't be a ton of weight on it. Okay, that's it. Let's review for just a second. Put your landing gear down just till it touches the ground. Get in your truck, dump the air on the suspension, hit the pin switch so that your pins are retracting. Then the part you have to be careful with is just bumping it easy, forward and backward, until it begins to slide. Once in a while, the pins will hang up because you're hanging from the fifth wheel, the suspension's dropped that far. So another thing you can try if you're having difficulty is put the air back to the slider, or back to the suspension, excuse me. Watch your air gauge and let it come up 4 or 5 pounds, and then dump the air back out again. And work that as you're going back and forth if you're having a lot of difficulty getting it done, but it will eventually free up. The important thing is easy on the throttle so you don't spin the tires. And it takes all the strain off the drivetrain to do it this way. If you try to do it without putting the landing gear down, you're putting a tremendous strain on the drivetrain. You don't know if the pins are in and out. So just do it the easy way.